Oh man, I've never seen that before. Hey, how you doing? Thanks for coming by. Today is a hurling kind of day, so we're going to be taking a look at one of the semifinals recently completed of the 2025 All-Ireland Hurling Championships. And this semifinal is between Cork and Dublin. And the winner goes to the championship match, which is July 20th, I believe, at Croke Park in Dublin. So if Dublin wins, that's a home game in the championship. However, I did a little research and discovered Dublin has not won the title since 1938, not been in the championship game since 1961. So that's interesting. And I definitely know Cork has won the title far more recently than that. So anyway, let's take a look. I usually, when I look at the games in hurling, typically I look at the last 5 minutes or 10 minutes. And that's kind of the dramatic point oftentimes. But today we're going to take a look at just the highlights of the full game, and see how that looks. If you happen to like the video, you can subscribe. That would be great. Like, comment. I always love the comments. And without further ado, oh yeah, let me say one thing. The video is from a YouTube channel called British and Irish Empire 1801. Okay, so let's take a look.
The real capital of Ireland takes on, as they say in Cork, the real capital down south. It's Dublin against Cork, and Dublin go into the attack. First shot at goal, swirls between the posts and over the bar.
13 seconds.
Great start indeed, it was Keelan Sullivan.
13 seconds in, that's amazing.
Into the path of Declan Dalton, starting brightly, sending it low, trying to get the Cork forwards with the possession. Quality ball, twisting, turning. It is Brian Hayes. Brian Hayes shooting and sending that between the posts and over the bar.
Okay, that was
such a big man, Mark.
almost 3 minutes into it.
Just kill that ball with one hand off the hurley. Not much the defence can do with those.
Oh man, I've never seen that before. That little flick, like if you're playing tennis, kind of a backhand overhead, and that was a great little play. That was quite fun to watch there. The field, by the way, looks beautiful, or the pitch, maybe it's called.
Getting there was Dermot Healy. Back out for his Darragh Fitzgibbon if you need him. Good hands for his Declan Dalton. Brilliant combination. Here's Hayes. Back in the net. Brilliant goal. Beautifully created.
Okay.
Superbly finished. And Brian Hayes gets his fourth goal of the championship.
Oh, I love how he just...
When you have a second involvement 20 yards from goal like that, it's always going to be 1v1.
That's interesting. He just popped it up, like, you know, I know they have to do, but they always do it so smoothly. But I noticed he was holding the hurley, like, almost in the middle. So they must hold, I'm assuming they kind of alter where their grip is, higher or lower, depending on the situation. Because that one, he had a short shot and he was up. But I'm sure if he wanted to hit it longer, he'd go more towards the end. But that was, I like the little pop. I know it's probably, I mean, second nature if you played this game your whole life. But to me, when I see that little pop up and then the shot, it looks pretty cool.
He's played it down, got inside, flicked, lovely, absolutely brilliant finish.
Patrick Collins took out his rather poor. Not quite controlled by Conor Burton. Dublin have the slipper now. There were options available, but he goes for the score from out the field. Brilliant point.
So far away.
With his second point of the game. Kieran Joyce going long, sending it deep into Dublin territory. Beautifully caught by Brian Hayes. Here we go,
wow.
The bars man.
Oh.
And Cork have options here. Alan Connolly, brilliant goal.
Seems like a lot of, well, is that only the second goal? Anyway, I saw a move early on in that series of movements that I've never seen before. And that is bouncing the ball, the slitter, on the grass and popping it back up. I've never seen that done before.
From forward line are tearing apart the Dublin back three.
Yeah, and it's all coming from the supply in, Marty. You're seeing the net result of it. But the Dublin half-back line are not following back Dalton and the Cork half-forwards. The Cork half-back line are breaking
that's
the
a
ball
quick
down.
shot.
They're getting clear possession and banging it into the scorers inside.
Tim O'Mahony coming in along the blind side. O'Mahony's got inside, getting it across. Little flick on.
Was that a behind the back pass?
Brilliant play.
What happened?
Tim O'Mahony
Oh,
came in,
not behind the
flicking it
back, but
across, and it was Alan Connolly that got the flick in, actually. And it was Alan Connolly's second goal of the match.
Yeah,
Oh, that's really,
here, Marty. It's a
really
great goal from Connolly.
nifty teamwork there.
Dublin looking around for options, dropping it in around the house, trying to get a touch as Cian O'Sullivan knocks it down. Once again, it's Sean Curry, twisting, turning, lovely ball. Here comes the shot. Oh, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Cian O'Sullivan.
4 goals in the first 15 minutes. Is that a lot? Looks like a lot of these games end with, or at least when I watch the last 10 minutes, they're always going for the 1 point. But they really seem to be maybe playing more aggressively. I don't know. Or maybe just opportunity presented itself.
With the finish, and Dublin are back in the game. We were expecting
Wow,
goals. We have a
that's a
festival
nice
of
shot,
goals
right
already, and we've only had
straight
15
to the
minutes.
corner.
And Dublin will surely be boosted now as a result of that goal. Nice ball inside. They're coming forward, running at speed. Is the other Brian Hayes. Brian Hayes of Dublin between the 45 and 65 metre line, and that's straight between the posts and over
On
the
the
bar.
full run,
Great composure
on the
to
full
float the
run,
ball
he's
in
able
over
to
the
do
bar. It's a
that.
great response from Dublin now, 1-1.
Sean Brennan calls for it, gathers it. Coola goalkeeper. All-Ireland club medalist now once but twice in 2017 and 2018. Knocked away on this occasion by Sean O'Donoghue.
Back the other
going
way.
for the score from way out the field, just outside his own 65-metre line. That is a brilliant score by Declan Dalton. Ronan Hayes making ground. Immediately to his right is Reid McBride. Still Hayes. Hits it inside Paris. Fergal Whiteley takes the shot. Oh, off the crossbar.
Here's the opportunity. Shot flew in over the head of Patrick Collins. You see it here in the slow-mo. Watch him. It just hits just off the underside of the bar.
Sideline ball. Cut in. John Heatherton chasing after it. Runs on for Cian O'Sullivan. He flicks it over his right-hand shoulder and scores his second point of the game.
Now that's like, that if you look at it in tennis, that shot would have been like a backhand. I'm assuming. I think because I think if he's right-handed, I wonder, do they shoot equally well from either side, or is one side I would imagine for a right-hander this side would be stronger, and this side would be a little weaker or less accurate. But maybe to these guys, maybe they're equal. At this level.
Long ball into the Cork full forward line again. Lovely wrist by Patrick Horgan. Is that man again? He's going for the hat-trick, giving it back. Brian Hayes. Here comes the shot. Brilliant goal.
But the goalie came out very early.
Inside line of Patrick Horgan, Alan Connolly and Brian Hayes are absolutely lethal.
You see the finish
I'm sure
here
he had
Hayes. It's
to.
really, really composed. But the very
And
minute
then
Connolly
this
got
guy
it,
came
threw
in
the two
trying to
defenders,
stop it.
had the skill
He
set
wasn't
to
the
flick it
goalie,
over his
but
head across to Hayes.
he knew there
Hayes
was going to be
walking into
something
the net.
happening, but he just didn't get there.
Sean Brennan sends it down towards the Hogan stand, and beautiful play by the Glen Rovers man. Robert Downing, nice ball inside. There's an opportunity here for another score. Straight between the posts and over the bar for Diarmuid Healy's first point of the match.
What I've been told a lot in the comments by fans of this game, take the one when you have it, and that's why I was a little surprised there were so many goals in the early stages.
John Curry heading, he needs a bit of support. Pass comes back for his Fergal Whiteley, who's playing really well at centre half forward, and that is going to register his third point of the game.
Yes, and well done to Sean Curry as well.
15-13.
He's been chased down by Decky Dalton and Dara Fitzgibbon, but he recycled the ball to create the opportunity.
Ball is aimed at Patrick Horgan. He takes the left turn and away he goes. There's only one thing on his mind, you can see it, passing inside. Oh, beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
I want to see that again.
This time Tim O'Mahony scores the goal, but created by a beautiful turn by the 36-year-old from Glen Rovers.
Oh, what a
called Patrick
pass.
Horgan.
That little cross, they were crossing, that's tough to defend.
Not a good puck out by Patrick Collins on this occasion, and away goes Fergal Whiteley. Heading towards goal, lays it off. There's an opportunity, and the referee had blown his whistle and given a free to Dublin. Goal is on their mind. Here comes the shot, and it's worked. Brilliant.
He kind of just, he didn't go for the one, he popped it up kind of in the air to set up a try for a goal, and they made it. I've never seen that before.
Goal. Scored by Cian O'Sullivan, his second goal of the game. They thought about it, they pondered about it, then they decided to go for it. That's Sean Curry to Cian O'Sullivan, and a rasper into the back of the Cork net. The clock ticking towards the 50th minute, 22 minutes still to go.
17-16.
Plenty of time. And Dublin beginning to win the 50-50 balls. Keeping calm, finding a target, laying it off. Much better from Dublin. They look up, they see what are the possibilities.
I haven't seen a pass on the ground like that before. That's
over the shoulder.
interesting.
And that looks pretty impressive. And John Heatherton,
Almost his back
that's his
to
name
the
on
goal.
the score sheet for the first time. Dublin doing better. Whoops.
Whoops.
Just past the compliment. Nipping in is this man,
Oh, wow.
Tim O'Mahony. Ball
Oh,
inside towards Alan Conley. There's 2 against 1, and it's another goal.
that's just, that's a nice
Dumps the shot
series
himself in the
of
foot there, Marty
passes.
Bell, you've done really well to beat Connolly out to the ball. Came across the side, turnover, and then it's up the back of your own net. Great skill from Tim O'Mahony, though, the one-handed
And
flick.
they got the one that was kind
Tommy
of loose.
O'Connell. Backfires Dara Fitzgibbon. Shane Kingston.
Was that another one of
Conor
those
Laha.
flip passes?
Kingston has only one thing on his mind. That's always to go for goal. Difficult enough angle, but he manages it perfectly.
25-19.
Robbie O'Flynn heading towards goal.
All by
Oh, he's
himself.
going for it. He lays it off. Alan Conley for the hat-trick.
Wow.
Brilliant.
Oh, great.
I would have thought the guy who had the slitter going towards the goal would have found a way to take a shot, because he passed it to that guy, and that guy had, I mean, obviously he made it, but that, to give up a shot straight in front of the goal, to pass it to a guy at that angle must be, I mean, that's a decision. It worked out. I mean, maybe the guy who made the pass didn't have as clear of a shot as I thought he did, but that's a tough angle to make, but he certainly made it look simple.
Finish. Best of luck, Pat Ryan, everybody in Cork. Quelling the anticipation now on the favourites tag for an All-Ireland final. 7 goals. That's an unbelievable finish again.
Maybe because the guy from Dublin was kind of so open for a second that 3 Cork guys came to meet him and left the guy on the side wide open.
Cork 7 goals, 25 points. Dublin 2 goals and 19. Ball comes back outside. Opportunity this time, and it's well taken by Donegal Dooling.
25-20.
I think it was Cian O'Sullivan actually got the end of it there. Long ball up towards Donald Burke. Difficult angle, and that is going over the bar. Good score, Donald Burke.
He made it from there. That's a tough
Referee
angle.
is going to stretch out his arms, blow the full-time whistle. Game over.
Oh, wow.
Cork are back in the All-Ireland hurling final for the 2nd year in a row. Job done for Pat Ryan, and it's been hugely impressive. Niall O'Callaghan will congratulate his direct opponent, and I have no doubt that Pat Ryan, being the gentleman he is, will say well done on the year. And the full-time scoreline: Cork 7 goals, 26 points; Dublin 2 goals and 21.
Wow, that was great. That was great. It was kind of, it looked to my eyes as fairly dominant on the side of Cork. While I was watching that video, I had a thought in my head, and I thought, where's Tony Kelly? Because Tony Kelly's the one specific individual player that I've noticed, and from my videos of hurling I've watched, and I know he plays for Clare. I wonder how Clare did. They didn't make it to the semifinals this year. Maybe they lost to, well, they could have lost to anyone, I guess. I don't know how it was laid out, but they didn't make it. next year, though. So Dublin, another year without making it to the finals. Cork will be against Tipperary, who beat Kilkenny July 20th. That was fun, man. It was interesting to watch the highlights rather than just the last 5 minutes, because I saw a lot of things I hadn't seen at all before. That the how he bounced the sliotar off the grass back up to him, the little flick pass that was, that looked like it was, flick pass kind of behind him. That was great. Anyway, a lot of good things to watch. A lot of fun stuff to watch. If you liked watching, please subscribe. That would be great. And let me know your thoughts on the upcoming championship game. And I'll talk to you later. Thanks.